Two emergency changes are coming to Clash Royale. Today we talk about everything we need to know, or you guys need to know about the emergency change. If you guys enjoy this type of content, make sure to subscribe. Also, make sure to give fat thumbs up on the video if you guys always want to stay up to date in Clash Royale. And also, use code more in the shop. I would really appreciate it. I would say let's directly jump into the topic. So first of all, I'm recording this at the night. I'm gonna release this video in like 19 hours. So I'm not 1% sure yet if the balance changes are there or not. I guess they are there already. But I still think it's pretty interesting to talk about that, since I can already give now my expectation about these changes. And if the update is already there, like if the balance is already there, you can already tell me, oh Morten, you're trash, it's wrong, you're wrong, or if I'm right. So we can look at this. Balance changes for Phoenix and Monk are coming tomorrow, so they posted it the 1st of November. When you guys see this, the 2nd of November, so the balance changes, if there's no any problem, are live now. So for sure the Monk and the Phoenix get an emergency nerf. That was important. That was somebody, or like a ton of people asked for that for sure, especially for the Phoenix, since it's so broken. 80% usage, 80% usage in grand challenges, up to 80%. You guys can't believe how crazy that is. People pick the Phoenix in every single deck. Doesn't matter which deck. Even if they don't have a deck, even if you're like deckless, you don't have a deck, you're still putting it just as a win condition, and it's just broken. So, as you guys can see in the background, Phoenix damage minus 10%. Okay, so you could argue now that 10% damage isn't really too much, or like doing too much less damage. I'm also thinking that it's not the right change. I mean, what do you guys think? I would say that attack speed is the bigger problem. So I would say, yes, the damage is pretty solid. 10% nerf is huge, but I would say the attack speed is a bigger problem than the damage. So first of all, what I would do is, instead of the damage, I would change the attack speed. And also, I think this won't be the only nerf. We will see way more Phoenix nerfs in the next couple of days, I think. But I honestly think this will be the only emergency change before the new season, which is coming on Monday. So just to let you know. So next time, or next change, is going to be the egg lifetime. 4 seconds to 4.3 seconds. Will always be destroyed by Crown Tower if left unguarded. So this is an important change which actually changed a ton of interactions. So the damage itself, it's not changing too much, but the egg lifetime thing, 4 seconds to 4.3 seconds. You could think this doesn't make a difference, but the second part is what it means. Will always be destroyed by Crown Tower if left unguarded. This basically means you don't need to play anything, right? You don't need to play anything anymore to kill the Phoenix egg. Right now is it like that? If you play something on the egg, or like if you don't respond to the egg sometimes, you kind of worrying, like you're really worrying about that. You kind of take the risk sometimes when you don't really know exactly the tile placement, when you need to commit something, when you don't need to commit a troop, that you're kind of like risking that the opponent gets another Phoenix out. So right now, if the egg is really far away from the tower, he spawns a Phoenix. If it's really close to the tower, it's not. And right now, it's, after the balance changes, it changed completely. So it will be destroyed anyway, even if it's like more far away from the tower and like closer to the tower. So it doesn't really matter how you defend it. The best place in the world, we're always like going for skeletons in front of the tower, goblins in front of the tower. Really try to get the Phoenix on top of the tower, and then you always had like to take the death damage, right? You had to take the death damage to change to not overcommit against the egg, since, as I said, if the egg is close, you don't need to commit anything. So this kind of the thing, you don't really need to commit like too much about that. Also, if the Phoenix from the opposite lane is coming like really low HP and it dies at the bridge and dies like in your half, you don't need to commit anything. So I would say for the Phoenix, this is a really good change. Let me know what you guys think about that. The next one is the Monk. And yeah, Monk is like a really interesting card, since some people were arguing under the street from Supercell that the Monk ability, or like the Monk itself, isn't really too broken. You guys gonna see here like Lucas even saying, all these people saying Monk spells need a brain. And I think Rockstar, also a content creator, Rockstar was saying that Monk isn't really too broken. Also some other people are really saying that, but I think this change is not really I would say like not really doing too much. Ability cooldown goes from 15 seconds to 15 to 70 seconds. And I think this is not going to change much, right? The ability cooldown, how much time it takes to get another ability down. It doesn't mean too much, since you're just going to play most of the time like one ability for sure. Sometimes you're also playing two. But I guess what makes the monk so strong is like the every third hit, which is so powerful, absolutely destroys things. Also the pushback of the third hit, and then just the ability always getting chip damage. So I don't really honestly think that this changes for the monk is really doing like a lot, or is changing a lot. At least for me, it wouldn't really make an argument to put out of my deck, since like stats wise it's not gonna change anything. And for the Phoenix example, it's like that right now that you can even use some underleveled. And I think if you're like using a level Phoenix and it gets like minus 10% damage, it's a way bigger nerf. Also, Mohammed Light says here, monk deserves the bigger nerf, but this will do for now. This is what Mohammed Light says here, and Mohammed Light is like for sure putting the argument here on the monk. Yeah, the monk 15% to 15 seconds to 70 seconds is okay. It's a really good step in the right direction. Might change some interactions when you're using the monk on defense and then get the monk on offense again. Like with the queen back then, I think it was also one of the first changes. But I don't really honestly sure if that's the right change, as Mo said. I would say if I think about the monk thing, which would be better to nerf, I would say kinda making sure that the ability maybe doesn't stay too long, because sometimes I feel like the monk ability should be there to block things. And I don't know, maybe I should just, I don't know if like that's a smart play or like a smart call. Maybe I'm not really like thinking about that, but I just disagree with the play going for the monk at the bridge, and every time the monk is in the opponent's tower half and getting focus from the princess tower, that he's like able to go up with the ability, go with the shield and putting it, or like throwing the projectile back on the tower. And you're always getting, when you play monk at the bridge, you're using the ability for just one elixir, you get 200 damage at least. So maybe a play or like maybe a change would have been like to kind of reduce that a lot, or just completely remove it. And another change for me at least maybe would be to make the monk ability 2 elixir, which would be also change, which a ton of you guys requesting, or like you guys were saying in the comment section, which people might want to see, that just the monk itself, yeah, the ability gets changed. Because I feel like if you really compare the abilities with the queen, which cost 1 elixir, which was also broken back then, just remember the queen got so many nerfs until she was okay. I think she's still broken in a way, since champions, most of the champions are. But yeah, just to let you know, I also think what Supercell really tried to do, so if you're like really hating about the balance change right now, they really want to go like a small direction. So they're not really afraid of doing like 3 or 4 balance change the next couple of weeks, even before the balance change, which we see every 2 months. I think the main goal is just to change the card. They still want us to use their new cards, so I just brought it out. They still want them to be really good, but for sure not as broken as they're right now. Especially Phoenix is absolutely destroying. So as I just said, you guys can expect bigger and more balance change around these 2 cards if this really not change anything. So what are my predictions for this card? Do I think the Phoenix and the monk are still good? I think the monk will be still used a lot, maybe switched out in 1 or 2 decks, but the Phoenix, I think the Phoenix might be dead in this really cheap pump Phoenix win condition deck. So Phoenix as a win condition might be dead. That's what I think at least. When you guys see the video, you might be smarter than that. But I still think in Graveyard, in Minor Poison, Phoenix is still so good. So let me know what you guys think about it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Is the Phoenix good? What do you guys think about the changes? Are they the right changes? Is Supercell doing the right job? Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section. I would really appreciate your comment there about your thought process about these 2 emergency nerfs. And I would say I'm out. Thanks for watching, and I love you guys. Goodbye.